Okay, here we are. This is a little segment I like to call Interview with FORDER ROIDER. Today he's going to tell us a little bit about his life, and we'll leave it up to him. It's any old random story about him and sexual escapades he might have had. We're on beer 9, and let's get this show started. Action.
FORDER ROIDER interview, take 1.
Don't look at the camera.
So you wanted to know about me having sex with Campbell the first night and
Yes.
how that started, right?
I just want to know how it all went down.
How it all went down? Well, it started. I was
Don't look at the camera.
It started that I had I gotta see what that is.
I'm a piece of shit. I know. You can erase this part out of it.
Anyways, me and Campbell got together. Started. She came to my room. I needed to borrow some toilet paper or some laundry detergent or something. So she came to my room and was like, well, come down and I'll give you some. I was like, okay. So I go down there and I was like, well, give me my fucking toilet paper. What I come down here for. I mean, I hadn't gone there in the slightest offer some pussy or anything yet, But she just started telling me how she had a problem with a guy problem, What woman don't have guy problems? And she said that she liked this guy who liked the same things that she liked. He liked her, she liked him, but she also liked this other guy who didn't know it and was an asshole, just completely different from her, right? But she might have liked him a little more than this other guy. And I didn't know, but I was the asshole, and old Casey, Gail, was the guy who was like her.
And he
So,
liked her.
Do what?
And he liked her?
And he liked her, yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, I didn't know at the time that she was talking about me. And I just gave her some advice, I'd go with the guy that you like, So she was like, okay. So a couple days later, I ended up talking to her again in her room. I don't know, I needed to borrow some toilet paper again. I take like 8 shits a day. So I was like, well, about this guy problem you got, did you solve it or what? I didn't care at the time, but I was just trying to strike up a conversation. And she said, well, this guy, he doesn't know that I like him, and the other guy knows, but I was like, well, just be with the guy you like, Then she ended up telling me that I was the guy who was the asshole, nothing like her, and she liked me. And that caught me off guard because I was a dick to her, So I decided, I should probably leave because I'm not going to take this girl's virginity being me, because I'm an asshole. And so, fucking come around probably about 2 weeks later. I was in Corporal Arvisu's room. Burton, Douglas, Vandemark, the Lotion Girls, some girl from Alaska who tried to kill herself after sleeping with Burton, if you can imagine that. And we ended up getting shit-faced, and I was dancing with everybody and started dancing with Campbell a little bit. And me and Campbell were kind of getting into the dancing. She remember her little old ass all over my really little old dick. And one thing led to another, and I told her we got to be sly about this shit. And we were sly about it because you didn't find out till after she was out of the unit. But so she left, and about 5 minutes later I left. 5 minutes after that, she's knocking on my door. And I was just playing, we was going to talk about shit, but we were both intoxicated. Adults, consenting. And one thing led to another, and we were in the shower trying to have sex, but her being a virgin and my dick being so thick, it didn't work out quite as well. So we fucking popped smoke on that idea. And I figured I'd never hear about it again. I figured it was a shit-faced thing, once in a lifetime, what the fuck were we doing type deal, something to laugh about. But no, about a week or so afterward, I was down in her room, managed to get in her this time, and led from there.
Okay.
But I regret being an asshole about it because I wouldn't call her for 3 weeks. And when I wouldn't even call her, I'd text her, I'm coming down. I should say, well, I'm sleeping. And I would say, well, I'm horny. And she would say, well, come down. And that's how that went down.
So, my question is, once you guys started this little sexual escapade, how frequent was it?
How frequent were we having sex?
Yeah. And
When we first started,
how long did this go on for?
it went on for probably about 6 months. But when we first started, we were having sex probably about once a week for the first month. Maybe twice a week on some of it. The first month it was probably about 5 times we had sex. But after that it was maybe once every 2 weeks. Twice every 2 weeks. And I don't know. Me being a typical asshole, she was completely right on her assumption of me. And I don't know, I just fought.
So, now, what kind of feelings was she having towards you? Did she know that this was just a little fuck session, or
Did she know this was a fuck session, rendezvous type deal?
Or was she, were there feelings involved on her part?
Were there feelings involved on her part? Well, I told her when we first started that I wasn't going to be the one she wanted. And she said, that's fine. But as we kept going, she, like all ladies, fell in love with the FORDER ROIDER. You know? You know what I mean?
No.
Well, FORDER ROIDER is maybe not packing as far as a ruler is concerned, but packing as far as this is concerned, Like, this is actually probably about a real size model. This makes me want to drink it even more. Any more questions?
Well,
Geraldo?
I think as far as Campbell and the sexual escapades, that's it for this session.
Eagles Bear.
Thank you for your time.
Eagles Bear. Thank you.